So Bria Hartley is driving in. Sophie Cunningham, or Kelsey Mitchell comes down. Sophie Cunningham overhelps, and Bria Hartley just kind of plows through her leg, but she kind of plows through the knee. And Sophie's holding like her...
Sophie Cunningham. Oh, man. I got to tell you, this victory, it came with a big price. Bria Hartley, let me just start there because we've got Sophie Cunningham's sister and mother weighing in on the league, and Bria Hartley right here. This is Hartley right here coming in.
Slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls
and she crushes in on the knee of Sophie right here.
She went down hard.
And that was.
Let's be honest. If any other team were hit with this many coincidental injuries, it would spark an official investigation. So why does it feel like the WNBA is treating its biggest star as if there's a target on her back? Something doesn't add up, and this conspiracy could derail the greatest phenomenon in women's basketball before it ever gets the chance to fully take flight.
I'm a Fever fan. This absolutely sucks. I mean, first we lose CC. We don't know when she's coming back, if she's coming back. And now this happens to Sophie Cunningham. Are we just cursed?
This is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it.
Caitlin Clark has now missed 12 straight games with a groin injury that somehow keeps flaring up every time she attempts a comeback. Ari McDonald is sidelined for the entire season after fracturing a bone in her right foot. And Sydney Colson won't see the court again this year after tearing her ACL.
Look bad. She's going to be done for the year. I don't know how much longer the Indiana Fever can continue to survive with these injuries. I just have to be honest. I got to be real. We lost Sydney Colson to a torn ACL. Ari McDonald broken bone in her foot. Caitlin Clark has played like 12 games all year or something like that. DeWanna Bonner scammed us. I mean, it's been a complete shit show, to say the least. It's been a shit show. I just gotta be honest.
That's 4 core players gone from the same roster. 4. Most teams might lose one starter all year. 2 if fate is especially cruel. But the Indiana Fever, they are watching their lineup collapse like it's some bizarre version of Survivor. And the WNBA? Just sitting back, pretending this is business as usual.
Immediately in the game, the refs was just on some ish, bro. Just on something, and y'all know what I always say, man. What if Sophie or somebody was your aunt, your niece, your daughter? You know, you got to put yourself in reality, you know, because she is somebody's daughter, she is somebody's sister, and this is just unfortunate. And those of you who don't think a civil rights investigation need to be brought upon this league is tripping. This civil rights investigation.
And the league's big solution? Signing Odyssey Sims to a hardship contract, because the Fever literally don't have enough healthy guards to field a full roster. Just let that sink in. The most popular team in women's basketball history has been forced into scrambling for emergency replacements just to put 5 players on the floor. This isn't bad luck. This is the systematic dismantling of the WNBA's golden goose.
Sophie Cunningham lying down, clearly in pain, visible pain, agony, pain, stays down. Got to cut to commercial. The medical staff comes around her. She looks like she walked off on her own accord, but it looked like she walked off in pain on her own accord. Out for the rest of the game. Only played 10 minutes. And that's where Lexi Holt needed to step up, and step up she did. Step up she...
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Sophie's sister Lindsay and her mom Paula. At WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game, protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you, Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, officially, my 2 favorite players in this league that I really love to, particularly love to pull for, they're both out now. And it did not look good. No word on that, by the way.
Pathetic. That's the only word for this circus. Sophie Cunningham has already racked up 4 fines this season for daring to call out referee incompetence. And now, she's stretched out on a trainer's table because those same refs refused to protect her from reckless, dangerous plays. The irony would almost be funny. if it wasn't infuriating. Even her mother, Paula Cunningham, jumped in and publicly blasted Hartley before later deleting her comments. When family members are openly accusing opponents of deliberate cheap shots, that's not drama, it's a red siren. Instead of handing out more fines, maybe the league should finally start paying attention.
You can literally hear her screaming in pain. It's so heartbreaking. Indiana Fever star guard Sophie Cunningham, the enforcer, had a lower leg injury today against the Connecticut Sun.
Caitlin Clark has now missed 19 of Indiana's 32 games this season. 19. The same player who single-handedly dragged millions of new fans and billions in revenue into the WNBA has spent more time in street clothes than in uniform. And we're supposed to believe that's just coincidence. Please. Her injury history this year reads like a medical manual. 3 weeks for a left quad strain, 2 weeks for a left groin injury, and now a right groin injury that's sidelined her for over a month. These aren't random tweaks from bad conditioning. They are the inevitable result of non-stop physical punishment from opponents who treat target Caitlin Clark like it's step one of their game plan. Former Iowa coach Lisa Bluder said it plainly. The scouting report is to stop her, and that means being physical. But there's a line between hard-nosed basketball and what we're watching happen to Clark and her teammates, night after night. Even Fever coach Stephanie White admitted the obvious, saying the physicality this season has been at a different level than it's been for a long time. That's not coach speak. That's a warning. And the WNBA is letting a dangerous precedent take root.
Got a damn lawsuit. It is Sophie as well. It's Sophie as well. Just the amount of calls, the way she's been treated. Watch. I mean, just immediately. First, look at this. Instantly into the game. Instantly. Immediately, Sophie got hammered. They had a target to hurt Sophie. She was targeted by this team for a reason. They wanted to hurt Sophie. They made it their business to hurt Sophie.
The most damning proof of the WNBA's agenda isn't in the injury lists or game film. It's in how the league responds when anyone dares to criticize. Players like Sophie Cunningham call out officiating failures. They are slapped with fines, $500, then $1,500, then escalating from there. Coaches like Stephanie White raise concerns about player safety. The league sanctions them. But referees who swallow their whistles on blatant flagrant fouls? Silence. No accountability. No consequences. Christine Brennan of USA Today nailed it after one of the worst no calls of the season. The WNBA failed to rise to the occasion. This is women's basketball's biggest moment ever. Record ratings, historic attention, unprecedented mainstream coverage. And what are fans witnessing? Games that look more like demolition derbies than professional basketball. Head of officiating Monty McCutcheon insists the league is really good at holding refs accountable. But where is that accountability when Caitlin Clark gets shoved to the floor and it's downgraded to a common foul? Where is it when Sophie Cunningham goes down on a clumsy fall that looked anything but accidental? The silence speaks louder than any whistle.
Bria Hartley is a dirty player. She's no different than Dejanay Carrington. It just doesn't get as much publicity because the Connecticut Sun stink. Point blank, period. She's reckless. She injured Sophie Cunningham. It is a travesty. Stephanie White, you better go and you need to be buying Kelsey Mitchell food all week. You need to send her a personal masseuse because she saved your job tonight. Your ass should have been fired if y'all would have lost today. Point blank and period. You was horrible. Bro, before you could sneeze, we was down by 10 plus points in the first.